No. No. What in the actual Star Wars hell?
Turn on the microphones. Welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and this week is deceptively... Where am I going here? Is it short or long? Looking at the list of stuff to talk about, it's like, oh, well, there's not a lot. But the stuff that did come out for some of those categories, there's a lot to go through. Or I have some rambling to do, or I have some gripes. And it seems like in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of gripes. I can't help it. Gripes are gripes. And when they need to be let out, they need to be let out. I still look at the silver linings, but there's a lot of clouds out there. But I have to be more selective on which clouds I actually want to trap. This is not working whatsoever, is it? Forget all that. Despite everything going on, it still makes me happy. And really, that's what it comes down to. Like more Kaiyodo, Amazing Yamaguchi, My Hero Academia figures coming. Wonderfest happened a few days ago, this week sometime, and Kaiyodo was there showing off some new Amazing Yamaguchi. Todoroki has already been solicited, that's why he's already painted. He's in his final look. In fact, I think it comes out in March. Notice dear old dad above him, though. This line isn't known for skimping on the extras, and looking here, it's just amazing. Now, I know it's in the name, but I can't help it. It is amazing with all the flame flourishes. I'm not exactly sure if these are all permanently attached, because in the show, he's always got some fire going on, but that's a lot of fire. I gotta think it comes off elbows or upper legs somewhere. Then there's Hawks, who hasn't even been announced yet, but that's okay. I like this better than the standard Kaiyodo. Here is a picture of the character from the show. It's a-coming sometime in the future. I like seeing prototype, even if it's grayscale. It gives us a look at the sculpt, and there is a lot going on here. There's seemingly two heads, one with goggles, one without. There's some feather blades that he can wield, but the big focal point are the wings. They just look fun. They look impressive, almost intimidating in action figure form. And yes, there are Revoltech joints involved. It is segmented, but I don't get that same sense of dread that I do with some of the Amazing Yamaguchi capes. Flashbacks to those just... and then it's a portal to hell. Because... I can't remember the exact order of this past week's McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse reveals, but I guess it doesn't really matter. There's a few. So let's start with the gold label Wonder Woman. This is Todd's own design for Diana in action figure form. And the first release was a blue, red, and gold color scheme. The gold label is a red, blue, and bronze. I guess you could say dark gold. Anyway, I like this iteration of this figure because it calls back on the classic look a bit more with the red and bronzy gold on the upper torso and then blue for the loincloth or the drape. Skirt, whatever. Still didn't paint flesh tone on the exposed abs, though. Why did I look down to make sure I was pointing at my own non-existent abs? There is clearly a belly button sculpted there, so maybe some custom work? I don't think I've seen that yet. Then there was the Injustice 2 Green Arrow, and I'm not familiar with this costume, but I like it. It feels tactical and superhero-y at the same time. That's my favorite type of uniform. I know it annoys some of you that I keep bringing up the side-eye. It doesn't matter but to me, it's so annoying. Double so here because I think Green Arrow is right-handed, which means he holds the bow with the left, draws with the right. Although I don't know about Injustice 2. Maybe he is left-handed in Injustice, but in the first picture they show, he's holding it in the right, which would be this. Saying that, I have no problem believing an archer of Ollie's skill is ambidextrous, that he can shoot both directions, and I think the photographer at McFarlane Toys agrees with me. So that would be this. And, okay. What the hell am I griping about? And yes, I've seen the picture floating around of Todd addressing the complaints about the side-eye, saying that they're going to ease back, but not go back to straightforward in most cases, because it makes the toys look like a mannequin. There's also Reverse Flash from Injustice 2, and I'm sorry, this is an ugly ass figure. And it's not just the random red running all willy-nilly through the mustard yellow or the tinfoil wrapped around the neck and some parts of the arm. It's the proportions. It's the tiny head and whatever this is. Saying that, I'm okay with the side eye here. I know, I keep going, it sucks, it's good, it sucks, it's good. In a running stance, yeah, okay, you get a little more dynamic with it. Am I running? Swinging around to Batman Arkham Knight, I know nothing about Arkham Knight. It seems to look pretty close to all the other figures I've seen of Arkham Knight, except for the red camo. Isn't that on the pants and I think splashes of blue, even on the helmet parts in the game or other figures? I guarantee you we're getting a Red Hood variant of this though, because it's too easy and it's right up McFarlane's alley. Case in point, Death of the Family Joker, which is the 4th time we've seen this body. And the 2nd time we've seen this jacket. It was first used with the Three Jokers clown, and then the other 2 Three Jokers used this body. At least it's a new head though, and while it's not a lot of people's favorite, for some reason I have a soft spot for it. I didn't read this story, but I remember the figures and seeing the images at the time and thinking, ooh, Joker done gone crazy. Craziest. And while he did appear in this suit, although with a different tie, my mental image always goes back to the mechanic coveralls. I feel like that would have been way more appropriate. $20 a piece, links are in the description, except for Death of the Family Joker. It was just a Walmart pre-order page that popped up, hasn't been active yet. And then I don't know where the gold label Wonder Woman's gonna be. threezero continues their quest to give us all the Optimus Primes with the DLX Transformers Last Night version. I'll probably talk about this more in a minute, the burnout of getting the same character over and over and over with different hats, with different looks. But the threezero stuff is so damn phenomenal. I feel like at some point we're gonna have all the Optimi available. And hell, I don't even care about the Michael Bay looks. These are just so well done, so beautifully engineered, so nicely manufactured that you can't help but appreciate the designs. You get it in hand and it just slaps you in the face. Well, I don't really care for okay, yeah, maybe. The announcement calls for a 2022 release, so I gotta think they're in some... The Decepticons are on to me. So I gotta think they're deep in the process. I still don't know much about Super 7's The Worst, other than glancing at some pictures of the reaction figures. All I can say is that this week, they announced another upcoming The Worst. People say it's Robot Reaper. I look at it and think, if you're gonna integrate dead technology into a mechanical being wearing a Reaper robe, ooh, I'm interested. I'm guessing this will be another pair since Wave 1 was 2 figures, and I can't even imagine the craziness of that other figure. In fact, I say that not knowing how much they've upped the detail from Reaction to Ultimates for this. It's gonna be good, I can already tell. Veebs did sit down with Brian Flynn yesterday, and I think he mentioned that this would be up for pre-order Monday, so don't have to wait around for long. Hey, Bandai is offering up another S.H.Figuarts MCU Doctor Strange. Yeah, now don't get me wrong, this is a nice looking action figure. It looks like the nicest out of the S.H.Figuarts Doctor Strange offerings. But there has been a few. There was the Doctor Strange, there was the Infinity War Doctor Strange with upgrades to the head, the cape, some magic effects that are more unique than the first version. I think there was another one that was the same and came with extra stuff. But now here's the Multiverse of Madness Doctor Strange with more tweaks, more goodies. I think my favorite thing here is the callback to the classic costume with the clothing, which is, I guess, more the movie than the figure, but it's nice to see that represented in plastic form. Speaking for myself, though, and that's all I can do, I can only speak from right here, there's some burnout with Doctor Strange. It's the same way I feel about Spider-Man, and I understand every new movie, every new look, marketing, gotta get more product out there, make more money, sales, but at least with major characters like this, I'm done with the roller coaster. Not to even mention the whole Medicom Bandai dueling banjos, and with Iron Spider-Man, they were even one-upping themselves. Bandai, oh, no, we can do better than this. Medicom, okay, better than Bandai. Oh, we're doing better than you. So me, I'll probably skip this, see what happens in the future, and then backtrack. But then there's always the threat of, secondary market process doubling, tripling, and then going, oh, well, I would have liked that one, but now I gotta pay a whole lot more for it. It's a double-edged sword, and they know it. Here's this, and you better get it now, or you won't get it. Again, that's just me, though. You may feel completely different, but if you are interested in this, you better jump on it because it seems to have sold out at the original MSRP of $60 at most of the import sites. Entertainment Earth does have it up for pre-order for $84 with free shipping, which balances out after you order it from the import sites with the new $20, $25 shipping rates. Speaking of Spider-Man, though, Bandai is teasing S.H.Figuarts, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. I may have to grab those because I don't have nice versions on the shelf at the moment. But if I grab those, do I have to get an integrated suit Tom Holland in order to fill out the trio? Oh, they know. God, hopefully we'll see these soon, and then it'll come down to the hard decisions. Bandai also released new images of their S.H.Figuarts Star Wars Visions Am and Car. And Care? Aim and Care? These originally popped up on Target of all places, but that original solicitation only had one picture for each character. Am was menacing in her Sith gear, and Car came off as a bit plain. Turns out he will have option parts to put him in full armor, which I feel like they should have let off with. Not that this had any problem selling out on Target. Still. Am also has an alternate head to helmet up, along with full Waldo array with lightsaber blades and a lovely, lovely posable purple cape. Again, why wasn't this the main selling point of the original solicitation? Why was it so bare bones and only available at Target? Even though, did they say that this was exclusive to Target in the US? Either way, I want to say there was a screwball somewhere, but this coincided with the announcement on Bring Home the Bounty on StarWars.com. So if it was a screwball, it was passed through several hands down the chain. No info on where else these may be available, just the pictures that kind of make me regret passing on them. And then I look at that knee joint. Ooh, my eyes drift down to the McFarlane-esque ankles. I'm good. Jumping back over to Marvel, the latest Hasbro Marvel Legends wave went up for pre-order this week, and while we had seen these figures, these characters in a live stream before this, you know what pretty promotional pictures always do. It gives us a better look. It's just that in this case, there's not really any surprises. Let's cut right to the chase. Siren doesn't come with a screaming head. I think during one of those live streams, it was mentioned that they would find a way to get a screaming head out later. We assumed that it wasn't coming, but to see the package without it hits home. It's a shame she can't represent her power in plastic form. Wolverine gets an extra screaming head though. Devil's Advocate, this is just reuse from a previous release, so it doesn't really hit the budget as hard as an all-new sculpt. I see people bagging on this because of the Hot Claws or the close but no cigar Astonishing X-Men costume, but there's no Build-A-Figure piece. If you don't like it, just pass on by. Vulcan gives us a new body, which I'm assuming they're going to use a lot in the upcoming years, and then Darwin makes them a pair because they're both from the same era team. Sabretooth seems to be another point of contention with this wave. Not gonna lie, I dig the exposed fingers and toes. I know this is supposed to be a classic costume, but with that, it brings a little Weapon X flavor. Remember that miniseries or series? When was that? Plus, it differentiates it a bit from that older Toy Biz Face-Off version. Higher up on the gripe list is the head. Maybe if the paint was different? I don't know. The white kind of blurs out the teeth, making it look really cartoony. The eyes don't seem to be as detailed as I feel like they should be. That's on top of it looking completely different from what we see on the package, and the size being too large for the body, at least in a lot of these pictures. It looked good in grayscale. It just got lost in translation. Maggot is the first one we're going to talk about that comes with more than just an extra pair of hands. He has to come with his maggots, right? Or his Audi intestines, whatever it is. Can you tell I don't have a lot of exposure to Maggot? Saying that, I like the look of this. It's eye-catching. The colors, the new parts on top, it just works. Not counting the Build-A-Figure, Havoc is the highlight for me. Classic X-Men. He was featured a lot when I was reading comics hot and heavy back in the day. And it's a great upgrade to the Toy Biz version. Yes, he is missing the silver collar, which seems to be more of a modern tick. I'll just have to paint it myself. And I know some people hate it when I say that. We shouldn't have to paint it. That's half the hobby for me. Not fixing mistakes, but I've been doing that for years. I've been doing that with all the toy lines. What makes this any different? I guess here, it's such an obvious thing to miss, though. The costume being what it is, just plain black with some circles and a head. Oh, I'm sick of you giving Hasbro free passes. All said and done, though, build a bone breaker. The pièce de résistance. I love, love, love the Reavers, the Outback era, and to build that team, for some reason, with the glasses up, he looks like a muscled up toddler. So glasses down for me. And in that, he just looks unhinged. I love this picture of him leaning into it. Oh, he doesn't care if they have mutant powers. He's going to run them down and shoot them up. Overall, I agree that the selection is a bit erratic, and then the price hike to $25 hurts. Like I mentioned last week, I've already started to make concessions so that I can continue to buy the figures I really, really want, even if it means skipping some Marvel Legends waves or other toy lines, whatever. Shift things around, get what I want, kind of pass on the stuff I kind of want. Gotta make sure I get the mutants, both good and bad, and then there's always Star Wars. Saying that, leapfrogging back over to Star Wars, we're gonna quickly recap the Black Series offerings for this week. I did this in a rambling format earlier in the week, directly after the Fan First Wednesday live stream. So if you want to check that out with kind of a streaming thought process, you can click on that. Since then, everything's been solicited, means bigger pictures, means more things to talk about. First up, Boba Fett. You remember way back in the past, maybe 5 minutes ago, within 10 minutes ago, I was talking about burnout on characters that we keep getting over and over, just in different costumes. Well, here you go. Here's another Fett! Boba Fett! I never thought I'd say it, but I'm kind of feeling like there's too much butter on my bread, and I love getting my bread buttered. It's just little bread. Revealed last week, this did go up for pre-order this week on Walmart.com, but it has since sold out. I have the link in the description if you're interested in bookmarking it in case it does come back up. Then came the Deluxe Dark Trooper, and I really, really like this, and I don't even mind the deluxe boxing and pricing because it is the Dark Trooper. Probably should have been revealed during the hype of Mandalorian Season 2. But it's better late than never. And I'm talking really, really late because this is scheduled for May of 2023. Again, better than never. What in the actual hell? Then Wednesday's Hasbro livestream brought us the next archive wave of Skiff-Guard Lando, Dengar, C-3PO, and Emperor Palpatine. Again, the original release of Lando already had the photo reel and is still available at retail price right now. So I get this look on my face. And just imagine question marks coming out. Well, I guess I could edit those in, right? Dengar makes sense, though. He's a bounty hunter, and he is snagging high prices on the secondary market. This just gets him out there for people who missed him the first go-round. And that's the same for Emperor Palpatine. It has the updated paint apps of the Amazon release, but I wish they had stuffed in the other two heads from that exclusive. Not the throne. That can still stay special to all of you who care about that kind of thing. It just gets Emperor back out there. But if you want to see even more question marks popping out of the noggin, there is the Archive C-3PO. During the live stream, they had talked about not seeing this figure for 5 some odd years. And I was thinking, no, he's come out a few times since then. They were talking about the original release without the elbows, without the bicep swivel, without the added height in the legs. And remember the nice looking movie accurate eyes we saw with the Amazon release of the break apart C-3PO that came with Chewbacca? This goes back to the first, hey, let's just put 3 dots for lights and call it good eyes. Oh, what in the actual hell? Why? You have the molds for a clearly superior version. That looks fantastic. In fact, I have that on my main shelf. It beat out the Figuarts, it beat out the model kit, it beat out the Metacom. Why? The archive is meant to give us versions that we may have missed the first time around, but this was meant to be missed because you have a better version. Why? Then there was the GameStop Gaming Greats Jedi Fallen Order Night Brother Archer. I really like this design. I like the game, and any iteration of Maul I will buy because it looks good. But with the price going up yet another $1 for what is essentially the GameStop Gaming Greats Jedi Fallen Order Knight Brother Warrior with a different paint job, we couldn't have got an Arrow? But then there was also Black Series Wave 32, which kind of redeems things. Well, not redeems things, but distracts you, because this is all new characters needed for the shelf with new sculpts. Consisting of Death Watch Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano, The Client, Echo, and Omega, this assortment does a lot of world building for both Mando and Bad Batch. The price hike hurts here too. Again, people are going to be more picky and choosy, but most of these figures can't be used for other things, except for the Death Watch Mandalorian. I feel like we're going to see him as Axe Woves sometime in the future. Has that already been announced? Was he a pipeline? Again, though, they announced a release date of January of 2023, which makes no sense because Jason over at Yakface has already found these at Target, and I'm hearing of other sightings. So, they're just a year-long rollout until they finally go to online retailers? Or again, they may be hedging their bets with everything going on in the world. They don't want to get your expectations up. We're calling it January, but if they get out before that, there you go. Still though, what in the actual... And that's it for this week. Maybe. I don't know. I probably missed something. I was really super hyper focused on Hasbro this week, so there may have been other things going on. But if I did miss something, we'll swing back around next week. If you're interested in seeing these pictures up close without me all Boba Fett, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. Wait a second. Is there something aesthetically pleasing about having 3-syllable names for popular characters? Huh. Anyway, I'll be posting all of those along with links to pre-orders, more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. And you guys know me, I don't care to be negative. I'm not going to turn this into a gripe session every weekly, but it seems like there's a lot going on just really quick here in the past month or so. Well, I guess it's been building for a while, but it really seems to be hitting, at least me, hard. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my mood. There's still positivity in my heart. That'll never go away. And if it does, I won't be up here. I'll go find something else to do that will make me happy. But I still want to get those gripes out there. This is where we are. Ups and downs. And if you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. Wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. Boba Fett, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Darth Vader, Han Solo. And yeah, it doesn't work in all cases. Luke Skywalker, Captain America, Thor. But check this one out. Obi-Wan. Yeah, I know it's only half his name, but ooh, Kenobi. They doubled up. Maybe that's why he is super popular. Obi-Wan Kenobi.